5 on your side at 10 starts now.
That's a bus stop right there, you know, and you got a lot of little kids that are running around, and you got a dog that's loose attacking people.
Tonight, police in O'Fallon, Missouri are still looking for this dog that attacked 3 of its owners inside the family's home. Thanks so much for joining us at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson. Investigators are warning neighbors to be on alert of the dog police now call dangerous. They say overnight the Bull Terrier mix attacked the victims. New at 10, Robert Townsend has the latest, including an interview with a family member that you will only see here.
This is a picture of the Bull Terrier mix police say attacked 3 people inside their home on Lil Marie Parkway in O'Fallon, Missouri.
How lucky are they to be alive?
Pretty lucky, especially the mother.
This trembling woman asked us to not show her face during our interview. She says the victims are her cousin and her cousin's 2 sons, who are 16 and 18 years old.
Has this dog ever attacked your family members?
As far as I know, no.
She says early Friday morning, her cousin and the woman's husband had an argument inside their home.
The dog got spooked, got in defense mode. That's when he proceeded to attack.
The family member says Capone bit her cousin on her leg and arm. She says the couple's 16-year-old son also suffered a bite wound on his leg. The 18-year-old was bitten on his wrist. All 3 went to St. Louis hospitals. The 2 teens were released hours ago.
They couldn't get the dog off of her, so the 2 sons come out and they try to get the dog off of her. In return, the dog turned around and bit the boys.
She says the male dog is about 4 or 5 years old. Police say it weighs more than 50 pounds. Police say after the attacks, the dog took off, ran down this road, and headed toward Veterans Memorial Parkway. Neighbors tell me officers were back out here in this neighborhood on Friday looking for the dog, but as of late evening, no sign of it.
It's a little scary even walking to the mailbox because there's so many trees and everything that are around here. You don't know whether or not the dog's going to pop out and attack somebody.
Police are warning anyone who sees the dog to not approach it, but immediately call the O'Fallon, Missouri Police Department.
I've never seen it ever be treated, poorly. All I've ever seen them do is show it love. I don't know. I don't think it should go back into the home.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And as Robert just said, if you do see the dog, O'Fallon Police would like for you to give them a call, 636-240-3200. Right now, the FBI is asking for your help finding a wanted man in southern Illinois. The FBI has issued an arrest warrant for Dante Moore Jr. Moore is wanted for illegal possession of a machine gun. The FBI alleges Moore is a high-ranking enforcer for the Lundy mob gang in southern Illinois. Moore is considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information about his whereabouts should call the FBI tip line, 800-225-5324. Tonight, the death of a teen soldier at Fort Leonard Wood remains under investigation. Army officials say an 18-year-old soldier from California was fatally injured this morning and happened while he was training on a rifle range. His cause of death or identity has not been released. Officials say no one else was hurt, and the situation is being investigated by the Fort Leonard Wood Police and the Army Criminal Investigation Division. The St. Louis City Minority and Woman-Owned Business Enterprise Program is active again. Today, Mayor Kara Spencer signed an executive order reestablishing the program that offers city contracts to minority-owned companies. Just last month, the city paused the program after the Trump administration threatened to withdraw federal funding from cities with DEI initiatives. The city hired a consulting firm to analyze and revise the program. And the mayor says she believes the changes will allow it to stand up to any legal challenges.
The city of St. Louis proudly remains committed to using its spending powers in a way that effectively and fairly addresses the disparities documented in contracting. We have complete confidence in this, and we will stand up to legal scrutiny, and this will be effective.
Tonight, 2 organizations are pushing back against a special session to redraw Missouri's congressional maps. The NAACP filed a lawsuit against Missouri Republicans, calling the move unconstitutional. And the Hispanic Bar Association of St. Louis says the new map is an attack on democracy. The backlash comes one day after a Missouri House committee passed congressional maps that would allow Republicans to win a House seat in Kansas City. That map will now go up for debate in the full House on Monday. Today, the League of Women Voters set up outside the downtown federal courthouse to register newly naturalized citizens. This comes just days after Homeland Security ordered them out. The federal agency sent a letter banning non-government groups from registering voters inside the courthouse during their naturalization ceremony. So the group stationed themselves on the sidewalk to ensure every citizen has the right to vote.
The rationale was a misbegotten notion that it was too burdensome for the Homeland Security to prove that we are nonpartisan, which we have been for over 106 years. We don't care what party people are in, we just care that they have a right to vote, that voting is easy and it's accessible.
Today, the group registered 30 out of 42 new citizens. The rest were given information on how to register from home. This afternoon, students across the nation, including here in St. Louis, walked out of class to draw attention to gun violence in schools nationwide. Today's walkout was to highlight solutions they believe can address the violence. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki has more details on their demands.
Nearly 3 years have passed since 2 people were killed during a school shooting at CVPA. But Ann Schaefer says that day will forever be ingrained in her mind.
My teacher was like, everyone be quiet. We went into full lockdown and I was terrified. I felt like I was going to die that day.
Since that time, students at the Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience, which shares a campus with CVPA, say SLPS has taken steps to improve school safety.
We have a lot of security officers. They check our bags when we enter the door. We have metal detectors.
However, Friday afternoon, students from both schools walked out in lockstep to protest not only a new state law banning cell phones in school.
And I think for a lot of people it's a safety concern because there was a school shooting here and people were able to contact their parents via their phones. They can't do that.
They're also advocating for what they call common sense gun laws they believe will prevent another senseless tragedy.
Our government should be focusing on eliminating gun violence instead of the plethora of things that they have been working on.
Laws need to be tightened, to allow for, exceptions or unusual circumstances or, just the amount of time and manpower to properly vet potential owners.
I still have technically 4 years of high school left, and I don't want anyone here or anywhere across the nation to get their lives lost because of a gun.
Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
SLPS Superintendent Dr. Millicent Borchade sent on a statement of support for today's demonstrations. It reads in part, through this peaceful and impactful form of civic engagement, students in St. Louis and across the nation are urging those in power to take action and save lives. SLPS is committed to supporting these students and their advocacy. Coming up, celebrating a rich musical legacy and the legends who brought it to life. A downtown celebration shines the spotlight on gospel's greatest.
We didn't see a lot of sunshine around St. Louis today. Tonight, there are a few light rain showers down to our south, but you're going to see plenty of sunshine this weekend. I'll tell you what it comes with in just a few minutes.
We are back with some consumer news you should know about tonight. We start with an upcoming rate increase for all Spire customers. Today, the Missouri Public Service Commission approved a measure to raise rates by 10%. The change will start at the end of October. Spire says the move is to make up for money spent on infrastructure upgrades. Despite the increase, the company says some bills could become cheaper thanks to lower gas costs. Another Southwest flight is being cut at Lambert St. Louis International Airport as we give you a live look there tonight. Our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal reports the airline is now cutting flights to Long Beach, California starting in November. Now this adds to a list of 6 cities already losing nonstop flights from St. Louis starting next year. Those include flights to Little Rock, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Des Moines, Wichita, and Burbank. Hundreds of people are in St. Louis for the 4th annual Gospel Music Hall of Fame induction. The 2-day event kicked off today. More than 100 gospel music artists and groups will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. This year, inductees include legends like Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, the Clark Sisters, and many more. The ceremony will be held tomorrow afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's here with the weather impact weekend forecast, one to look forward to.
Oh, there's so much going on this weekend. Here's Energizer Park.
Yes.
We got action over there tomorrow. Ballpark, things happening. You've got Worldwide Technology Raceway. You know, it is a big weekend for sports. Golf up there in North County. Look at the rain. It's mostly down to our south, and it looks somewhat impressive on this radar picture. But when we kind of pull it back a little bit, a lot of what we're seeing on the radar here across Missouri, spreading into Illinois, isn't reaching the ground. And that's because we have dry air that has pushed in behind this front. And so tonight, our dew points are in the 40s. Those cloud bases are so high that those raindrops are having to fall through this dry air. And so they've struggled to reach the ground. You are getting a little bit of light rain down to the south of St. Louis. It is not going to amount to much. What you're seeing around the metro area is actually mostly birds right now migrating through. Probably a couple of little sprinkles there in and around the Cuba area. And also, you've got a little bit of light shower action farther south down towards Bonne Terre. And really the future cast here for the next few hours, it keeps decreasing the amounts. Tomorrow morning, speaking of decreasing, we'll do that with the clouds, and it becomes sunny to mostly sunny all day long. Temperatures are expected to top out back into the low and mid 70s for highs tomorrow. A few afternoon puffy clouds, that should be about it, but we're set up for a really nice Saturday across the bi-state area as it turns bright and just a little bit on the breezy side. Now, as we go into your Sunday, temperatures will be in the 70s. Big race over at Worldwide Technology Raceway, NASCAR Cup Series. It's the playoffs, the Enjoy Illinois 300. How about 75 when, ladies and gentlemen, we start your engines? Huh? That's pretty good. All right, the forecast this weekend, mid-70s, a lot of sunshine. We could use a steady, nice rain, to be perfectly honest. But the reality is, that's not in the offing for us here as we head through the next few days. Probably the next week and a half to 2 weeks is going to be on the dry side. So that means our drought actually gets a little worse and the dry conditions continue to expand. But at least it's going to be comfortable this weekend, and that 90 won't feel like summertime 90s by the end of the week.
Dry heat.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Scott. Now here's Corey Miller and Annie Krall with 5 on your sideline.